I gotta sync it, dude.
I know.
I gotta. All right. You want to start it off?
Dick Butkus.
So, we're back.
Movie talk.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Punch Out, Volume 3, Episode 3.
Revenge of the
Revenge
Brenden.
of the Dicks. Oh my God. Revenge of the Dicks.
With your
Anyway.
host, Bruno.
Whoa,
Oh, wow.
Someone died upstairs.
Somebody did die downstairs.
It's been a little bit of time. We're doing a kind of weird schedule right now, but we're back.
A lot of content coming your way
Mm-hmm.
because, we like to not do content.
Back in black. Anyway, so
We are back in black. I literally have black and blue on, and you have black and white on.
So today is going to be, or today's podcast is going to be about a very special topic that everybody's talking about, whether you grew up with it or you just heard about it in the past few months.
And that's the Miss Universe pageant.
No. Oh, that's see what you did there?
I know.
See? Anyway, no, but we're going to be talking about Star Wars. Star Wars Junior.
This is where you should splice the Bill Murray talking about Star Wars.
Oh, God.
That or like Weird Al's Yoda or
We need,
bye was it Mr. Anakin guy?
Bye.
Yeah.
I kind of like that that remake of somebody that I used to know, except it's now the Star Wars that I used to know.
That's pretty funny.
All right. Anyway, so Brendan and I saw it.
Many times.
So, yeah, and we saw it over the weekend. We had the movie marathon,
Yeah.
which was an experience, which is a whole new conversation.
Oh,
in itself.
we're gonna start with that.
So yeah, let's talk about the marathon. So
That was
So
fun.
for those of you who aren't familiar with what the marathon was, or you just haven't been paying attention, Star Wars has other films to it. Who would have thought?
It's a whole family of movies.
So we were able to sit down in a movie theater that is known for having bed bugs and watch episodes 1 through 6 in their entirety with some breaks in between, and surrounded by lovely people that Brendan just loves to be around.
I was angry by the halfway point. I came in hot. Had some Chick-fil-A. I was ready to go.
Chick-fil-A. So yeah, there was just, it was crazy. Then it would end with the climactic and triumphant showing of Star Wars: The Force Awakens in my pants.
You know what's funny? That when we were watching those movies, I mean, not the movies, but when we were waiting for 7, I thought they made a terrible grave error by kind of killing the momentum going into the movie with showing those bullshit trailers.
Oh my God.
That trailer, it was painful. It was so painful.
That trailer for, what was it?
Zootopia?
That little, Zootopia, where they go to the sloth. That was like such irony.
That was pulling the teeth so
like,
bad.
No, please, I want to see the movie.
That was trolling to its best.
It was
and
beautiful.
then Warcraft was all that CG.
So, I really want to see that movie.
I'll tell you though, I've seen better CG on their cutscenes than that movie. Yes,
Anywho,
it's
but
the
that's
truth.
why they did that, right? To match the cutscene.
They should have just made a cutscene movie and that's it. Call it a break.
Anyway, I'm excited for it. As a World of Warcraft fan, or Warcraft fan, I should say, I'm really excited for it. But anyway, I digress.
Hold on, and also before we get going any further within Star Wars, let's talk about some other trailers that were played before that movie. Are you excited about Angry Birds?
No.
Are you excited about what was the other one? Batman,
No.
Superman? Are you excited for Jungle Book, which
No.
I am?
No.
King Louie.
You guys, we really
Got some bananas for you.
We really have to stop making these fucking live action remakes of movies and trying to make them all dramatic and whimsical and magical. Fuck that shit.
It's the Jungle Book, though, bro.
But who gives a shit, man? I don't want to see fucking CG bears running around going, this bear says.
I do want to see a CG bear
No, I
doing
know.
that.
I'm tired of that shit. The only thing I want to see is the fucking, what's his name Is it King Louis? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's King Louis. It was, ooh, I want to be like you.
That's Bill
the
Cosby.
only
I
thing
doubt
wanna
that Bill
see.
Cosby's gonna show up into this movie.
That's the only thing I want to see, which I know they're not going to do really well. Fuck this world. Anyway.
Stop being so bad.
I am. I'm cynical. You know what? That's what we are.
It has nothing to do
We're
with
cynical
that.
and whiny.
So Deadpool released another trailer.
I didn't see it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh
yet.
my god, it's so good.
During our
It's
intermission,
so good.
During the intermission, we'll watch it. And I'll give a quick little.
Yeah. So then that trailer, those trailers happened. Then we had the two most annoying people in the planet sitting behind us, who, as they got more spoilery or they wanted to be very, wanted to give all their theories. My brain almost exploded because they would just not shut up and they would talk louder and louder.
And it was
even
worse
during the movie.
because it was a brother and sister pair that were sitting there talking and doing all this. She's like, so I heard on Reddit that. It's like, dude, shut up. Everybody shut the fuck up. And then everyone else would chime in. But, yeah, that was annoying. She know that when Han Solo first appears on screen, you remember what she said?
No.
She said, oh, yes, I can finally die now. It's like, I will make it happen for you.
Yeah, too bad. Something happens later. Spoiler.
Well, I think we could talk now. We're doing a spoiler-free cast for you guys, just in case you were wondering. We're not going to talk
we're going to spoil the shit out. No, hold on. Listen. This is going to, bless you, this is going to be a spoiler as fuck. We're giving you fair warning right now. After the first intermission, that's it. There's no turning back. At this point, everybody's seen it. The movie's made almost over fucking $800 million.
I know.
And it's past Christmas. It's past the 1 week point. Everybody's seen it.
Fine.
That's it.
All right, so
and we're babying people.
Let's
spoiler
get into
culture.
What? No, man. I love spoiler culture. I don't want to. Look, man. With the rise of the internet, because I'm an old man and I remember when there was no internet. But now that now that these kind of movies and things have been accepted by the world, it's just everyone wants to talk about it.
Well, it's not
but
only
they don't
that.
understand that sometimes people don't want to hear that shit.
And in its defense, though, it only doesn't go for this. Shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and look at when people watch Scandal now. It's like people go to Twitter and fucking spoil Scandal for a lot of people. People are like, what the fuck? We have it DVR'd, or it pretty much goes for anything. So now it's just like, stop. Look about The Sopranos. When The Sopranos ended, nobody wanted to know how it ended, but when it did end, people were totally pissed off about it and bitched online, and it was just like they spoiled the shit out of it.
Well, you spoil anything around me, I'm gonna have to crack your nuts.
Even with a book, look at the last Harry Potter.
I love that.
People were on MySpace posting.
That was hilarious when that guy ran into the line and was like, "Oh, Snape kills Dumbledore," and they're like, "No."
That was like 2 books. That was like a book before, but okay.
No, I'm talking about. There's a video online. You should look it up.
That works.
But anyway, we're getting a little off topic here. So overall, generals, what did you think of the movie?
Well, first let's go back to the marathon.
Oh.
I have a new ranking of movies. This is Sand 7. I'm gonna go 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1. 4 was the other way around, but
Are we counting? Oh, so Sand 7?
Sand 7. Attack of the Clones was a lot better in the second half.
Yeah,
than I
it
thought.
was weird.
Yeah,
That's
except
so
Jango
weird.
Fett goes out like a bitch, just like his son in the future.
So did Boba. But all right, if I had to rank them, I'd go 5. Definitely 5. 5.
That Wampa though.
5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go 2, 4, 3, 1.
Wait, 2 over 4?
Yeah, I think 4 is boring. New Hope is really boring to me.
So you've seen it
Yeah,
a
exactly.
million
That's
times.
why I've seen it so many fucking times. But the only thing about New Hope that I don't dig is just like there's a lot of in between leaving Tatooine and getting to the Death Star that I feel. I mean, I'm not saying it should be cut out. It's a perfect film. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but seeing episode 2 again and seeing how not so bad it was to me afterwards, I kind of like it. I was enjoying it a lot.
Me think that you have swayed opinions.
Swayed opinions from what? Because I enjoyed a film that I didn't think I was going to enjoy.
I don't think the Senate will very much approve of this.
Man, episode 3 is okay. I like it.
It's very racist.
It is very racist.
We realize that those prequels are very racist.
Man, episode 1 was just nothing but racism walking around. Annie! And... But you agreed that we would be in the power. I was like, what?
And Boba. I will fix races because I'm Jew.
We light the candles on the Hanukkah. Anyway,
Menorah.
We light the candles on Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. See what I'm getting there?
No,
no, that was pretty fun. I slept through part of 1.
I slept
4,
through most of it. I had no choice.
Of what? The whole marathon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I didn't really leave much.
You didn't?
Mm-mm. I mean, the only time I really got up was during the break between 6 and 7 when I got out and got some food.
Man, I fucking walked around every opportunity I got, man. Plus that old guy next to me, I thought was going to kill us all.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he was going to be our, I won't say it, our Dark Knight.
Hey, look it. Congratulations, America. You went through a big movie premiere without any active shooters.
Yeah, but
that's surprising.
But shame on you guys for that Amy Schumer shooting. So
it was a train wreck.
Oh!
Yes.
Yeah. So episode 2 was so good. God damn, that was a good movie.
That's so weird.
I also think it was the hype.
That hype train.
Because it was like I'm excited for Star Wars and all this stuff and having to deal with that fucking asshole. I'm just here for the Star Trek trailer.
I'm so funny. I made the same joke 4 times.
And then when the group of hipsters came in, oh, that whole row's taken, guys.
It was the first time in my life that I felt bad for hipsters.
I know. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll get you guys a fedora or a tribly, which of your choice.
My shirt kept getting attention too. The Han Leia shirt, which is amazing. Though the biggest reaction though, which surprised me of that whole marathon, my boy Admiral Akbar getting the loudest cheer of all the movies. It's insane to think about.
You know, that brings up a point that I think that's part of what makes the movie experience. Like you know me, I have my little crappy social anxieties. But I honestly kind of feel like now in the age that we live in where people can download movies anywhere they want, stream movies legally or illegally. A part of me really wants when a new movie comes out or something to just be like, oh, well, it's available in theaters and on streaming platforms.
So you can't leave your house?
No, well, I don't want to leave my house. But I think like sometimes the movie experience is a little annoying now. Where you go in, there's a lot of people. People have their cell phones, and some people sometimes are on their cell phones, they're talking on their cell phones. Everything's crowded, and because of the internet, everyone's getting tickets really early. Sometimes it's hear me out. Sometimes it's hard. I'm just saying that sometimes the movie experience now kind of feels like there are some hurdles and obstacles that I think can be relieved if you had releases that were just straight to streaming content. But I will say, there is nothing like watching a movie premiere that you're really excited for with a bunch of other people that are also excited for it.
That's exactly that takes away that because for example, when you go see a comedy and everybody's laughing and you feed off that laughter, and then you watch the same movie at home, you're like, oh, this wasn't as funny as I remembered.
Yeah,
that's one thing, and I'm gonna take away some of your talking points. It depends. When you go see a movie later, like let's say we went to go watch Star Wars is a bad example, but let's say we went to go see Star Wars 2 weeks from now, and we're in a casual theater. There's not as many people as there was in the first couple of weeks. That's when you get the people on their phone, on talking. I think with a bigger, much larger group, let's say from when we went to go see Age of Ultron, and everybody, it was packed IMAX theater. Nobody was on their phones. Everybody's watching the screen. You have nobody talking, none of that shit. Except when we crack our witty jokes, which is always funny. For example, when I turned to you in episode 7 and they were revealing how you blow up the Star Killer, and I looked at you and I was like, they gotta stop building these things like this, because it's like, oh, this is the 3rd time you've built this like this. You need to stop.
You know what though? Just a quick point. There's got to be some form of exhaust. It's huge. That thing generates a lot of energy. There's got to be something to get it out, and unfortunately, that just so happens to be. But isn't that the weakness on everything?
All this, you have like all these scientists, right? And it's just like, hey, can someone create a way that we can just renew these resources that we're using so we don't have this exhaust pipe? Like, it's just like the funny thing when people talk about the original trilogy, and it's like, for a futuristic like set, everything was so like old.
Well, I like that though.
Yeah, no, it was
like,
the best.
When you compare, I know this is a stupid comparison, but when you compare like Star Trek to Star Wars, it's like Star Wars always has this like, people have been in space for ages now. Now it's like every place you go to in space is Harlem. Everything's just fucking buildings and makeshift like dwellings and robots just running around doing whatever, and they're all rusted, but they're still there. Anyway, sorry.
I was wondering what in the 70s, what did the Star Trek fans think of Star Wars? Like the hardcore Star Trek Trekkies that were like, fuck this, yeah. They're like, fuck this. What is it? We've liked this shit so much, and now they have their own version, and everybody likes it.
I don't think that shit happened right away. I don't think that shit like Star Trek fans saw Star Wars and were like, fuck this. They were probably like, I was really
Captain Kirk has done this multiple times.
I feel like it was Star Wars fans that were the first ones to be like,
shots fired.
Like, hey, I think Star Wars is way better than Star Trek, which is why I don't watch it. And they're like, what? You should really watch Star Trek. Now, fuck that. And they're like, oh, let's do it, huh?
I was going to say, let me know when it's like 60 seconds.
But yeah. But anyway, you know what, though? Like, the second time I saw the movie, there was this chick behind me who kept talking to, like, this person next to her, like, oh, that's so-and-so. They did this.
It's a trap.
This. And then this dude in front of me was on their phone, and the person I was with was all angry because like they got into a fight before going to the movie because the theater didn't know what the fuck they were doing, so everybody's just rushing to different theaters thinking this is the one they have to go to, and like she bumped into somebody, they got into an argument.
You could have easily looked at your ticket.
I'm just saying that no. It was the fact that there were lines for places and like no one knew which line was.
You went to Kips Bay, right?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened the first night?
Mm-mm.
Look up when you're on the intermission. Look at what happened at the first night in Kips Bay. Kips Bay, which is usually a good theater, fucking shat the bed the first night. You can look that up on your own.
I'm gonna look it up in a bit.
You know, there's another point that I had. Think about the lightsaber that Luke gets in New Hope, right? And Ben is like, hey, this was your dad's lightsaber. He was this great Jedi, this and that, blah blah. Fast forward to episode 3. It's like, no, this is the lightsaber that killed, like, fucking multiple children.
Yeah, this is the lightsaber that killed the younglings.
Multiple children and women.
Some Jedi, the racist aliens.
Oh, you'll not get...
Oh, no! You can't cure us!
It only make us stronger. Stronger.
Who would deliver the egg for young?
Lucas,
you know what?
You psycho. You racist.
Billy brought up an interesting point, which I kind of whoa, like
for the viewer at home, for the listener at home, I brushed the fucking thing and just collapsed.
His chair went lower, real low. Billy brought up a funny point, which was like the age discrepancy between Ben and old Ben and young Ben. And anyway, we're currently we have 1 minute left before we go on our intermission.
It's the same thing like Yoda and fucking Chewie.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
All right. So here's the thing. Jakes and balls. D&B all day.
Dave and Buster's.
No. After watching all 6 movies, it kind of, when things happened in 7, I could have I understood it perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And I didn't think of like, oh, this is so like outrageous. Plus, I was so tired that I couldn't even process 7 until the next day. It seemed like my brain stored all that information. I analyzed it while I was asleep, and when I woke up, I was like, oh shit, 7 was really fucking awesome. And that is what we'll save for the next part.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about the in-depth discussion of Star Wars. And remember, it's going to be a little spoilery. I don't think we can help, or I don't think I can help myself, even though Brendan wants to spoil everything.
Spoiler. Spoilcast.
Han kills Dumbledore. So, ladies, it's been real. We'll see you in a little bit.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection, each sold separately. Large-sized Darth Vader with his lightsaber. Princess Leia, champion of the rebel cause. With her defender, Luke Skywalker. You can swing him into action on his grappling hook. And load Chewbacca's laser crossbow. Star Wars large-size action figures. Up to 15 inches tall and ready for action. Large-size Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, each sold separately from Kenner.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
And so, as you know, like you said, we're going to be talking about... Oh, wait. Before we talk about that Deadpool trailer.
Yeah.
That Deadpool trailer, though.
You look like what other people's assholes look like.
Dude, that trailer's so amazing. I can't wait to see that movie. All right. I know the Deadpool jokes can sometimes get old, but... You know, man, fuck it. You got to let your inner child kind of enjoy the humor. Anyway. So, let's continue our conversation. Our topic is...
Penis.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. The
Star Wars
Force
penis. So now we're going to get into the movie and what we felt. And how we felt. And what we thought. And some little anecdotes and penises.
Spoilers, guys. Spoilers. We're going to give you 10 seconds to just cut this off now. Ready? Go. Anyway, so you've had your warning. It's now time to talk about... Episode 7, The Force Awakens,
So,
and I have to say that I really liked it.
I enjoyed it too, Han Solo dies. I really liked, the whole idea of it.
The Senate gets blown up.
So, a lot of people noticed right away.
Kylo Ren's Han's son.
A lot of people noticed that right away. The parallels between Episode 4.
It's a copy and paste.
No, but I think that's a good thing.
But I liked it.
I mean, Episode 1 was the same way. But the thing is that Episode 4 is a very prominent example of the hero's journey.
I think 7 more than 1, really. 1 is just all over the place.
Yeah, but it still has the same... Like I said, it still follows that same hero's journey. So you have the hero, right? Or the main character, who is young... and has a call to action, but refuses the call. Then there is something that happens that forces this person to have to do it anyway. Like, they don't have a choice now. They have to do this.
I say that there's multiple heroes in this movie.
Yeah, there are, but it's all... Let's be honest.
There's 2, really. There's 2.
There's only Rey, really.
No, I say Rey and Finn both are kind of like...
Not really. Finn's like the Han Solo of our new generation.
He's the Han.
And the story you can say the story revolves around Luke Skywalker, but everyone remembers Han Solo, everyone remembers Chewbacca, everyone remembers Princess Leia. But we're talking about this one film in particular. And what ends up happening in the hero's journey, the classic thing that ends up happening is that they lose their mentor. And now they're kind of left on their own and they have to find a new one. So with all these different parallels, it's nice to see that kind of continued in the new wave of movies, and I like it. I enjoy that.
I was gonna say, that comparison that Han is Rey's mentor, I don't think so, because if you think about it, she's already come in knowing a lot of the stuff that she needs to know, with the exception is you taught me how to shoot a gun, or I already know how to shoot a gun.
More than that, not only does he show her how to shoot a gun, but a lot of the stuff he says and the way he acts and some of the tiny little things that he mentions offhand as offhand comments are things that stick with her. Even when he's like, "Oh, I want to offer you a job." That's kind of like there's a greater purpose. And he's the one, but think about it, he's the catalyst. He brings her to this new planet where she meets the creepy little Baba Mama that says, "You are waiting for someone, but dearie, they will never come." I don't know why I just made her Asian. But trade commission. No. They tell her this, and she moves on. She moves on from it. he may not be the mentor in the traditional sense, but he is still technically the mentor character.
Yeah,
she looks up to him. She idolizes him.
She idolizes everything that he stands for.
Exactly.
I think more of a like, this is, you know, Luke. Like, she gets excited. She's like, she fangirled out. She was like, oh my god, you like, you know, Luke, and you're part of the rebellion and all this other stuff. That's amazing. There's a genuine kind of like, when I think she finally, I was like, this is the girl. This is the person that is gonna be our hero for the next couple movies, and I'm okay with it. Is when Han offers her a job, and she kind of she puts this like really cute, like, it's like this childlike, like, well, that's gonna sound creepy. It's like this kind of innocence. She kind of puts this like innocence on her face, where she's just like, me, you're gonna offer me a job, but it's more to it than that. Like, you know, she's a scavenger on this planet who kind of has nothing, and now has this opportunity to be given the universe essentially.
Yeah, and that's awesome. You gotta admit, all her little childlike wonderment moments.
Ray's pretty good. And then there's people so much complaining about she knows too much about the Force. She blah, blah, blah. No, just shut up. Just enjoy the movie. Stop overanalyzing it.
You know, but whoa. Let's take it back just a little bit.
I want to take it back to the beginning with the first words spoken.
I just want to say. Overanalyzing a movie is everything that our foundation is built upon. There's overanalyzing a movie in that sense. Then there's just outright obnoxiousness. But
physics.
The physics debates in a fucking Star Wars movie is just, it's dumb. There's no reason for it.
We're not gonna get into what we're talking about there. But
her being a Force user, we'll talk about later. But anyway, like you said, let's get back to the very first line.
Scroll starts up, then you see the Star Destroyers, and then it's just like, ah! But the first line spoken by was it Max Van Sydow, I think his name is, where it's and this is indicative of this whole movie. It's sort of like the first word spoken in this movie and in this trilogy is, this should start to make things right, which is amazing. It's an amazing line if you think about it, and it kind of goes to the end, which we'll get to in a bit, where I feel that this is sort of like an apology for, it's like, hey guys, we know that Luke is kind of shat the bed with those prequels, and we know you guys are clamoring for some new good Star Wars. So here it is. Here's this battle. Here's this awesome pilot that we're going to introduce to you, Poe.
Oh, Poe Dameron.
And this is his relationship with his BB unit, which is really cool. He doesn't treat him like a droid. This is like, no, this is like my little brother. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool. You never get that kind of like, oh, you're just another person to me. The relationships in this movie kind of what kept me into the movie.
Mm-hmm. The relationships are great
even with Kylo, film. Like his relationship with his grandfather. Spoiler.
Don't even get me started. But Kylo Ren.
I like Kylo.
I love that motherfucker.
And even the moral dilemma that Finn goes through when we're first introduced to Finn as a stormtrooper, where he's sort of like, kill. We want you to do the stormtrooper version of executing Order 66, or it's just like murder
Order 66.
Just murder everybody, and it's sort of like Finn has that like humanizing moment where it's just like, nope, I can't do this. I'm just a janitor.
You know, that's something about the film that I enjoyed, is the consistency. The consistency from start to finish with each character, their motivations, what inspires them. It's still it's there throughout the whole film. Finn in particular. Finn was a character that took me a while to really like. I felt he was a little annoying, a little whiny, and to be honest, kind of a chicken. Too much of a chicken for a film like Star Wars. But honestly, that's kind of the point. The point is that he's just this guy that's kind of just been thrown into the middle of all this shit. Taken away from birth to become a stormtrooper. Doesn't want to be a stormtrooper. On his very first assignment after being a janitor on the fucking Star Killer, he bails. He doesn't fire a single shot. He has PTSD moments. He runs away immediately.
He's smart though. He understands. He's like, why am I gonna risk my life for this? It's like, why am I gonna risk my life for something I don't stand for?
Exactly. But even then, he's like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna let this guy free, and not because, he's a part of the rebellion.
There we go.
Or the thing's brushing up against the. Just want to move that. Okay. But not because I want to. I think it's the right thing to do, as he says. but because he needs a pilot, he needs to get the fuck out of there.
I felt for him, man.
And he gets to the end, gets to the new planet, and is like, you know what? Fuck this ruse. If that's my way out, if these two fucking dudes are my way out, which, by the way, it's really creepy because there's actually, I went to Target the other day. There's toys for those guys already. The two dudes he meets up with.
Well, it's just like Pigface and what's the other guy? Pigface and the other guy from the Cantina in episode 4. Is it? Butt? No, it's not Butt. I was gonna say. He doesn't like you. Oh, what are you talking about? That's not what I said.
That's not what I said at all. I don't like you either. Look, man, that's not what I meant. Look, I just wanted to say.
Robot Chicken has some great. You should put that as one of the intermissions. Just that play that whole scene. No, but yeah. So we get to Jakku and we see that we meet the young scavenger known as Ray, and we see kind of like her kind of struggle.
Where she is at this point in time, where she's a scavenger. She's been out in this harsh environment, and she's dealing with Simon Pegg. 1/4 ration, and that's what I wanted to get to. Ray as a Force user, look at where she's grown up. Look at what she's done. She's already she knows how to fight. She knows how to take care of herself. She also knows discipline and willpower.
That's what I said. That's my argument when people complain. It's just like, oh, but she knows so much. She knows what to do.
Of Kylo Ren.
It's like she knows too much. Everything. She knows everything. Well, it's like you have to understand. This is a girl who had to survive since being a child.
Yeah.
And especially in a planet like that, and she sees no size as a factor. She'll fight and fucking destroy anything. Doesn't matter what the size. Like, she has the heart and the will. And even when she runs into BB-8, where she goes to get more portions, and Simon Pegg's like, "How I will pay you 60 rations for the droid." And she's like, "Oh man, I can eat for like the next eternity."
She immediately lunges on it, but then she has her willpower kicks in, and she looks at the droid, and she's like, "You know what? No, thank you. Take it and go."
Yes.
She moves on from that.
Just like the rest of the world, she fell in love with BB-8.
So, there's the little... Oh, my God. I have to admit, I really like that joke when they're running. And he's like, what about that? And she's like, she has a piece of junk. Let's get on this. The junk will do. The junk will do. And it's the fucking Millennium...
The Millennium Falcon.
The Millennium Falcon. Which is, I love that. I love that they told them. Pronounce it Falcon, please.
There's an awesome joke that a lot of people miss, where Finn is interacting with BB-8, and BB-8, he's trying to convince BB-8 to tell Rey to kind of trust him and to go to these places, and BB-8's just like freaking out, and Finn turns around and he goes, "Droid, please." And I'm just thinking, I'm like, that's a pretty funny joke, because if you can imagine, if you just like, "Nigga, please."
Censorship Eagle's gonna be mad at what you just said. But
yeah, a lot of people are mad.
Just
edit that.
That's one thing about the film. It updates it for its new generation. I mean, it's the millennial generation, and the comedy kind of reflects that. Like when he's looking at Han Solo, he's like, "What's this? What's this thing you're doing? Why are you doing that with your neck? Why are you doing that?" It's like. Part of me was like, bro, you're talking to Han Solo, you fucking piece of shit. Show him some respect. You know exactly what he's doing, right? But then after that, I was like, you know what? Just take it as it is. It's fun. It's funny. It's humorous. I get it. I will tell you one thing, though, and this isn't to be a nerdy debate. My biggest complaint, my only giant complaint about the film, Captain Phasma.
But there's more to it.
I know there's more to it.
Going into the movie, they warned everybody. I figured she wasn't going to play a big role when everybody's like Catherine Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, like everybody's like she's going to have a much larger role in this universe.
Oh, she does. And
which leads me to my theory.
The next film's going to be Captain Phasma.
Which leads me to my theory that she is a double agent for Leia.
I don't think
I'm telling you,
it's
she
impossible.
Has to be. You can't be that incompetent and be in the position that you are and fucking make so stupid, silly mistakes. Whatever happens to the gun that she goes to check on Finn, and it doesn't raise any suspicion, like, hey, he didn't shoot this gun.
Maybe she didn't check it till after he bounced.
But she's not that incompetent. She has to know something.
Man. Look, my biggest piece of evidence to you is the Senate. The whole reason why the Resistance is there is to stop them from destroying the system that is already there. And what happens? The Senate gets destroyed by the Star Killer base that they didn't even really know about.
You can't really fucking like. She probably was like, I can't blow my cover.
Gecko shit.
I'm telling you, man, Leia's probably like, whatever happens, stay as cool as a cucumber.
So what she's saying is, whatever happens, just do whatever they tell you, and if anything goes bad, just let it happen until that one point in the final film when you turn it around.
Yeah, well, she makes a save.
Saying?
Yep. She's gonna have a Zangief moment, like Zangief in Street Fighter.
Brenden, because Brenden, I'll tell you right now, and this will be immortalized on the internet forever. Because I already know you and I are gonna go see the next one, and the next one after that.
Probably Rogue One too, man.
And of course we're gonna see Rogue
One.
One.
You know what somebody described Rogue One to me as?
What?
The Halo Reach of the Star Wars universe. I was like, yeah, you're right.
It is the
We
Halo
know
Reach.
that Rogue One's not gonna make
okay
it out
that.
alive, and this is the story of how they made. This is how they made it.
It's the ODST of
That's
dope.
The Reach,
dope.
not an ODST.
He's like, we're not going that far.
If the prequels are like the ODST.
You know
of
what
Halo.
was a really good game? Star Wars Commander, the one where you get to play as the
Commander Republic.
Troopers. Yeah.
You know that I think
That
they
was a
gave
good
that out
game.
for free when you bought the PlayStation. That I fucking want to get so bad. I need a PlayStation.
Recently I just purchased on Steam. They had this huge sale.
Oh,
I purchased every single Star Wars game.
Can we talk about Steam real quick?
Outcast, Jedi Knight Academy. Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna kind of put this in breaking news, even though we're still talking about Star Wars. But Steam, there was a fucking problem with Steam yesterday that they were giving people access to other people's accounts.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know this?
No.
They had to shut down the Steam store and everything.
Oh
yesterday.
shit! That's why
they're calling it
the
the Great Steam Winter Fail.
Oh man, I didn't even read anything about that.
Yeah,
they
sent a statement to Kotaku about this yesterday.
Oh boy, Kotaku.
Which no, this is from Valve itself. Steam is back up and running without any known issues as a result of a configuration change earlier today. A caching issue allowed some users to randomly see pages generated for other users for a period of less than an hour. The issue has since been resolved. We believe no unauthorized actions were allowed on account beyond the viewing of cached page information, and no additional action is required by users. But that's pretty fucking crazy. But to go back to Star Wars, man, so I'm just gonna get real quick into the spoiler. This is the major spoiler of the whole movie. Han Solo dies, obviously. But to go back to that, I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about how the movie is just all about Han being very depressed. He lost his family, he lost his Millennium Falcon, he lost his son, he lost everything, and it's just like, damn, that's the truth. This movie is really fucking depressing about Han Solo, and Rey is kind of like the first thing to kind of bring him back to his happiness.
She's his ray of hope.
I see what you did there.
Oh
my god, Star Wars Episode 8, Ray of Hope.
Ah, boo.
It's gonna happen.
No, that's true. He was depressing, but I mean, so was Ben Kenobi. You know what I mean? Not Ben.
Ben Organa Solo Skywalker.
Organa.
Is his name Ben Organa?
No, it's Ben Solo.
Ben Solo. I've been solo all my life.
Ben Solo. Oh, loneliness.
Yes.
With that, okay, yeah, he was a little depressive, but I also want to talk about Kylo as well.
Guy blow.
So Kylo, a lot of people are calling him a bitch. He's a wussy, a whiner.
Just like his uncle and just like his
exactly,
grandfather.
Just like his uncle and his grandfather before him.
When I need to get power converters from Tashi Station.
You can't hear me. So
I don't want to be a Jedi.
I gotta get back to my farm and oh no. Anyway, so here's the thing. They're gonna go back home. So to bring it back to Kylo,
Guy blow.
a lot of people don't like that. I'll sum it up in this: that final scene where he's fighting Rey, and he's honestly he's destroying her. In the beginning, like he's parrying all of her attacks, and just pushing her aside, and tells her, "Oh, you need a trainer. That could be me, whatever." And then she goes all Force Awakens and beats the shit out of him. They're like, oh, how could she beat Kylo Ren, who's been trained by Luke and Snoke and is getting his ass beat? Because he's going through his own inner conflict right now. He's not as strong as he should be. He's like Anakin before him, where Anakin could use the Force like nobody's business once he's got properly inducted.
They even add an exclamation point to it where it's like, it's time to give him his final course of his training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. He's still a Padawan in every sense of the word.
You know, here's my thing. If you're even if you want to become a Sith Lord, at this point, don't you let Luke, the most powerful Jedi in the universe, in the galaxy, teach you how to become the strongest fucking Jedi in the galaxy, and then be like, yo, bitch, it's fucking give him a Ben Kenobi moment and just be like, yeah. But no.
But that's the thing. I mean, look at Luke Skywalker, okay? Look at Luke Skywalker training with Yoda. Yoda, the fucking Muppet, the strongest Muppet in the universe, in the galaxy, that, you know, is telling him, look, I can lift a fucking X-Wing out of the fucking swamp. And he says, oh, I don't have time for this. I got to go save my friends. Well, listen to me, dude. I don't think you should do that.
It's not much
stay with me.
Not important right now.
He's like, you got to let that shit go. All right? That's kind of what it is to be a Jedi. Well, fuck you, Yoda. I'm going over there. All right, fine, whatever, dude.
My time is over.
So even Luke turned down power, technically. And even, you know, that's the same thing with Ben. Ben's training with Luke, but the Jedi training is very... Either you're down to clown or you're not. Either you're down to clown or you're a Sith.
It's got to be very patient. It's all Ben's always preaches. You have to be patient.
People say, and there's a lot that's still uncovered. We don't know who the Knights of Ren are. We don't know the influence and pull that Snoke actually has on Kylo, and we also don't know.
Wait. We're gonna keep talking about this. Let's not put a bow tie on the end of this one yet.
Okay, well,
we'll keep going.
Let me just finish this point, and then we'll cut, and then we'll come back. All right, guys. But I just want to say, you know, we don't know the Knights of Ren. We don't know what kind of influence Snoke has on Kylo Ren.
Snoker.
Also, we know that, yes, Kylo Ren did kill some of the other initiates that were training at whatever temple that he was with Luke. But what the fuck happened that was so bad that even Luke Skywalker went into hiding?
It's essentially he feels responsible for the second Jedi massacre.
Oh, yeah, but...
that pretty much is it. These are people that entrusted him with their children.
There's got to be more to it, though. There's got to be more to him going.
It was his own family that betrayed him.
But
his own family. All right. You're responsible for many other people's deaths.
Yeah.
You're responsible for and then that being of your own flesh and blood. Like, it's, you know, well, not your own flesh, but your blood. It's just like, well, maybe you never know with Luke and Leia. You know, you have all these factors, and he was supposed to be the one, and he couldn't even foresee this happening. So I can see why he's
of course. But there's a scene in the flashback that I really... Oh, man, I can't wait to find out more. When they're showing the massacre, and they show the Knights of Ren standing there in the same place where this happened. Mm-hmm. I'm stoked about the Knights of Ren. I really want to know who they are and what they do.
Do you think some of those knights were trained by Luke? And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and we'll be back, guys, with Harrison Ford.
Fuck off!
Here's the new Star Wars Death Star space station that you put together. Action figures each sold separately.
Darth Vader's firing a laser cannon. It's been hit. He's after Luke. Take the elevator. Hurry! Now cross the light bridge. You won't escape me. Jump, Luke. Oh, no. The trash compactor. There's a trash monster. The wall's closing. Saved.
Kenner's new Star Wars Death Star space station. Action figures each sold separately.
All right, ladies and gents, we're back. And
we're back!
We're going to continue our discussion of the Star Wars. And we are going to talk about Kylo Ren.
Oh, I thought we were going to have sport.
I thought we were talking about Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren.
We did talk about that.
But then you said, oh, there's something deeper, more that you want to talk about.
No, that was it. That was just the underlining question that I left it off on.
Okay, so let's
let's talk about that moment.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what you wanted to talk about.
So Kylo Ren.
So Kylo Ren
discovered that he is the son of Han.
So what happened was, if you guys haven't seen the movie and you don't care about spoilers, Kylo Ren finds a way to use the Force to create a fabric, like a tear in the fabric of time, and he goes back in time, and then he's the one who kills Darth Vader, and he tells Luke that Darth is his father, and then he goes and kills the Gungans.
So Han Solo goes
the
to
younglings.
confront. They go to the Star Killer base to go destroy it
Again.
And he sees his son, and he's like, "Oh,
Son,
I need to talk to him.
You have to come with me."
So at that moment when he sees Kylo, I'm like, "Game over, son. GG. Good game.
Game over. You lose.
Good game, sir. You've had a valiant 40-year career. Thank you." So he goes onto the bridge and he starts talking to Kylo, and it's probably one, if not the best shot in the movie, in my opinion, where you see Kylo. He's talking to his son, or I'm just gonna call him Ben this time. He's talking to Ben, and you look. And on the right side of his face is, I believe, it's like
blue.
white.
It's red.
It's white, and then the other side is red. So
No,
like
it's blue and red.
I'm blind, so it's probably white. White and red. So and
every scene they have with Kylo Ren, it's blue and red. And then when he goes apeshit, it turns full red.
Finally goes full thing. And then Han is trying to convince him to be like, "I want you to come back home. We miss you, Daddy." And then he's like, "Help me! I need your help." Or maybe not.
Well, I mean, like, that scene. The technical aspect of that scene is deeper than that, man. Like, you have the half blue, half red. He's holding the hilt of his lightsaber, and he's not gripping it. If you watch, he's actually holding it out, and Han's the one that's gripping it. And once everybody's there and they're all watching him, and this is kind of like the theme of Kylo Ren, where like by himself and on his own, he wants to be something different. He wants to be a good force in the world. But then once the eyes are upon him, the pressure hits and he wants to become this Sith. He wants to become his grandfather. And once everyone's looking at him and you see the light finally go out behind Rey. Get it, Rey of Light. Anyway, you see the light finally fade out behind Rey. That's when his face is fully red. And the next time they show the hilt of the lightsaber, he's gripping it. He's no longer just holding it open. He's changed. He's back to being, what Kylo Ren kind of really is, and maybe what he really is at heart. That scene is so good. Like they couldn't. Like I know it's a bit overboard sometimes, but fuck, man, if you're gonna kill Han Solo, at least make it cool.
There's no overreaction to it where it's like, ah. Well, except Chewie. Chewie goes fucking ape.
Chewie's
shit.
like,
Killed my buddy.
Wouldn't it be great if that's how like Chewbacca used to talk before they changed it? He was like, ah!
So stabs him. He falls off. One of the best things I've heard so far, a description of that sign was like, Han gets stabbed. He falls into the abyss. They blow up the Star Killer. Not only do they blow up the Star Killer, but they make sure to blow up the abyss as well to make sure there's no chance Han's coming back. No crazy fancy bullshit.
He's dead. Like, he didn't fly through a chute to the bottom and land on the Millennium Falcon. He's dead.
But let's backtrack a little bit too. Before that, the events that led up to that, where they finally get to Maz's place, where you meet Maz for the first time, and she kind of is like, she's telling everybody's like kind of fortunes and back histories, and she's like, "Who's the girl?
Who's the girl, man?
Why'd you bring her?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Fuck off.
So
the whole movie is just running around.
In that same scene we were talking about earlier, where they split up for the first time, Rey goes into the basement, finds Luke's saber in this kind of cellar. Maz goes up to her and is like, "Girl, do you know what this is? It's calling out to you. It has chosen you."
I remember her having a Jamaican accent.
We're gonna keep getting it wrong.
No, I love it. I think she should have a Jamaican accent.
And then, they that's when you get the flashbacks and the flash forwards. So he gets possession of Luke's lightsaber, which then she gives to John Boyega, aka Finn. And they exit, and then that's the first time she encounters Kylo Ren. And that leads to a really interesting scene where he's got that date rape power, where he's just all like, whoop, and she gets knocked out.
Rape culture.
I call it the
culture.
Bill Cosby move.
The Bill Cosby
Jedi remove. But it also leads to some funny scenes in the Star Killer, the one with Daniel Craig as the Stormtrooper, who she mind controls to escape. And then even the other scene where the two Stormtroopers are walking down the hall, realize Kylo's catching a bitch fit, and they're like, no, let's go this way.
I fucking love that. So there's like this thing that a friend of mine and I joke about, where in every scene, whether it's Game of Thrones, Star Wars, anything, there's always like there has to be those like guards that are super aware of what's going on. So like that scene is so beautiful to me because I love this when you see that. It's like, you know what? Let's go the other way.
maybe not today. Maybe we won't do this today.
Oh man,
let's go the other way.
That was great. Yeah, like oh man, that movie's so chock full of these little scenes that are either very like poignant and awesome or just really funny. One thing I'm curious to see is we know that she's with Luke now, right? She's handing him the lightsaber.
What's the end of the movie? They blow up the Death Star. They go back. To go back to the Han thing, though, it's very poignant. You feel the pain of that scene. Not only when we went to see it the first time, you felt the energy get sucked out of the theater when they were on the bridge and you knew it was coming. Everybody was just waiting for it.
Oh, by the way, just to hit that point home a little harder, even at the marathon, everybody was talking. Everyone was talking about every scene that happened. Oh, when this person was showing, everybody's clapping. When this person's showing, everyone's cheering. When BB-8 does something silly and cute, everyone's like, "Aw." But when he got stabbed, nobody said a fucking word. Everybody was just gripping their genitals. Like
I gripped the shit out of my cup. I think you could hear the sound of me gripping the cup. I was like, "Oh shit." When I saw it the second time too, it hit me even harder. I was like, "Fuck." But there's two things that kind of make it hit home even harder. There's when Leia feels it, and she's just like, "Oh fuck, I know what just happened." Sort of like that. I need that chair. I can't find a chair to sit down thing. And then the second when Rey lands, and kind of the only person to greet her. Everybody's celebrating, but the only person to greet her is Leia, and they just embrace. Sort of like he went back for you. He saw something special in you, so I know. You're basically essentially the one that's going to get my brother back. And which leads to them, she's going to that Jedi, was it first temple Jedi? Or first temple of the Jedi?
The first Jedi temple.
And then there's that awesome scene, which I think this is probably my second favorite shot of the movie. Fucking dude just takes his robe off. It's fucking Luke looking like a serious
fucking
badass.
Angry-ass pitbull.
Yeah. I was like, this is awesome. Because you know what? He did lose a lot of weight just for that role, which I'm pretty sure they filmed that scene already, but just she's offering the lightsaber to him, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Somebody was telling me, I don't know if it was you or somebody else, that you can hear both. It was like a mix of the Empire theme and the Jedi theme, kind of the dark side and the light side themes, just kind of coinciding and playing at once.
No, I didn't hear that.
Trying to figure out if Luke has been converted yet, but no. There's that. I love that scene, and I told you, I was like, I can't wait for the actual fucking hot toy to come out of that one scene, because you know what it is.
You know what's great about that, and I didn't notice this until the second viewing, when he's doing the whole interrogation scene with her, and he's like, I see it, I see this. He goes, I see the blue sea and the island. And that's all he says, and I'm like, okay, whatever. That's what she dreams about at night, sure, whatever. But that's it. That was it. She was dreaming about the first Jedi temple. She already they show her with the precog with the whole, picking up the lightsaber and having visions. But it seems like in Star Wars, every really strong Force user has this sort of like sheeny gypsy curse where they can like see shit.
You think she's gonna lose a hand in the second movie?
It's gonna make a terrible joke, but I won't. I'll lose a hand in a second when I'm fucking beating off too much to that. Oh. I love her. I love you. If you're listening to this, I love
Daisy
you.
Ridley? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Never, ever will
She's
she.
the most gorgeous.
But anyway.
I can tell you, I'm like...
So the big question remains at the end of the film. Who is Rey? What is her parentage? And where does she belong?
I've got top 3 theories. Or hypothesis. One, I think she is the daughter. The most common one, which I don't want to believe it's the most common one, but she's Luke's daughter. I don't believe that. I don't think she's Luke's daughter. The second one, I think she's Ben. She might be a descendant of Ben. You know, all that time he spent on Tatooine looking over Luke, he probably shacked up with somebody, and bam. Since there was no more Jedi.
Hold on a second. Hey D, we're recording.
He had no allegiance to nobody because he was in Tatooine in hiding. So you never know. He probably hooked up with a sandwoman or something.
Oh my God. Bless you.
That was so nasty. Oh, it's not like I farted. I just sneezed.
Still, you sneezed out and your fucking snot goes places.
Like your ass.
Don't click. Don't click. No, you're good, but don't click. Anyway, so.
And the last one is that she's Palpatine's daughter.
Which I really, really hope she is. I don't know. Personally, I think it's a simple solution. I don't think it's anything too deep. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go really deep with it. I do think that it's probably just gonna be some sort of like hidden daughter of someone, or.
It really doesn't need to be. She's just a great character that started out.
Also, just kind of segueing from that point, I love how there's very little mention of episode 1, 2, and 3. Episode 1. And I'm only saying that in terms of the metachlorine crap.
Oh, yeah.
When she's like, the Force, it's pretty much reiterates what happens from the first 3 movies.
Yeah,
and
basically what Obi-Wan tells Luke, it's the life force, it's everything around us, and that's what Maz kind of like relays to Rey.
Which is why I'm like, I don't know, I feel like they'll just be really simple with it, because if you actually like look back at it, Anakin's a Jesus baby. It's really awkward.
I want to say, and they kind of like also left it that Rey isn't one. She just kind of, she has parents, they abandoned her. Who knows? She might not even be anybody's like significance. It's like your parents left. That's it.
Your parents were insignificant, but they gave birth to something really. It's just
like
really
what Matt
powerful.
says in the canto. She's like, "Hey, what you're waiting for at Jakku isn't important anymore. It's not what you're looking back at. You should just start looking forward. Maybe that's it. That's the reveal right there. That maybe there is no big like whose parent she is." Whatever her past was, leave it in the past and just let her start from this starting point on with her life.
Maybe it's look forward instead of looking back to what you're looking for. Look forward and you'll find them.
There you go.
Or maybe she finds out that Chewbacca is her father.
Nah. Maybe it's Yoda. She's a reincarnation of Yoda. If
Tumblr had their way, she would be the offspring of Chewbacca and Han Solo.
Oh, shut up. Let's just avoid all that.
Yeah, so
Poe was cool.
How
about Matt Parkman from
Heroes? Oh, please. Why does everybody talk about that?
I was so excited. No, the best 2 cameos of the movie. Oh, 3? Oh, no, there's 2, and I'll leave them combined. The dudes from the raid that showed up. And I fucking flipped out in the theater. Me and Jose's friend that was sitting next to me, we were the only 2 that were like,
the dudes from the raid, and everybody else in the theater was like, shut the fuck up.
And they survived. I'm pretty sure they survived.
Nah, they died.
And they're gonna fight in the next movie. Very violent, man. If you guys have not seen the raid, I recommend you watch 1 and 2 back to back.
What was it again? Solo. And was it Kanja Club wants their money too?
Who's Kanja Club? Lifts up. Holy shit, it's the dudes from the raid! that made me happy. But what's crazy? Like, just to sidetrack towards them for a little bit, you make this small movie, right, in Indonesia. You don't expect it to get as popular and big as it did worldwide. It's so good that fucking the dude from Linkin Park's like, I'm gonna make a soundtrack for you guys. And it was funny because when that movie came out and they were like, oh, the guy who did the score is Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. And I was like, I'm probably going to pass this. It's probably going to be like one of those bullshit karate movies. Then I saw a trailer without the Linkin Park music, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm going to go see this movie. It's violent as fuck. But then, some of those guys did choreograph the fight scenes in the new Fast and Furious trilogy. Mm-hmm. That's why the fight scenes are actually decent. And then now they're just like, J.J. Abrams is like, you guys want to be in fucking Star Wars? It's the biggest movie of all time. And they're like, yeah. And this all started from this little fucking karate movie from Indonesia. So there you go.
Indonesia. You know what I thought? This is going to sound stupid. I just want to say it. I know it's going to be dumb. Would it be crazy if Snoke was actually like a fucked up Palpatine?
I say
like
it. That's the first thing I said. I was like, remember Palpatine talks about, what is it, Darth, I don't want to say Grievous because I feel like that's wrong.
Grievous wasn't a Sith.
Who was Palpatine's...
Palpatine's
trainer. Like, who trained Palpatine? Because remember he talks about it, that he learned how to manipulate kind of like living after death. And there's no way, there's no way that Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Yoda learn how to do that trick where they can still be around even after they're dead, and Palpatine doesn't.
Well, I mean, Palpatine could just still be alive, but just like clinging on through the Force.
No. What are you talking about? I like to eat my sandwiches without mayonnaise.
He goes, oh, you must smell like feet and burnt bacon. So it would be interesting if Snoke was Palpatine. I don't think he is, but anyway, and with that, we have 3.5 minutes. So I'm gonna lightning round you.
Wait, real quick. Can we just talk about 3PO ruining that scene where Han and Leia kind of reconnect? I was like, man, fuck you, C-3PO, but welcome back.
Hey, I loved him.
All right,
I want to know why he has a red arm.
Lightning round. They lost his arm.
In what?
Who knows?
Exactly. Messed the best one. So, lightning round. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Lightning round. Round 1.
All right. Really quickly. Favorite scene?
The death scene and the Luke showing up in the thingy.
All right. Favorite ship
Favorite ship?
from the movie?
The shot of the X-wings flying over the river to save everybody's ass on the Canteen planet.
Okay. If you could kill one of those characters, which would it be?
Neenub.
All right.
He freaks me out.
Why?
No, I'm just living on. We're gonna tell them. I'm just needing about this name.
You'll die now. Okay.
Also,
ready?
shout out for Akbar showing up in the movie.
Yeah,
Freaked
seriously.
out twice.
Anyway, favorite force power in the movie?
Making Daniel Craig likable.
Oh my God! What do you mean making Daniel Craig
Next question.
likable? Okay. Ooh, favorite planet?
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
All right. So, last question. Very last question. This isn't really a lightning round question, but I'll just ask it anyway. Favorite member of the Imperial Senate?
E.T.
And with that, my friends, another episode comes to a close.
I feel like there's so much that we missed that.
Hey, Chewie, what do you think about this?
Because we didn't talk about R2's disappearance in the whole movie.
Well, R2 went sad just like Luke did.
But that was all part of the plan.
Yep. R2 sad. Okay, BB-8, new droids.
That moment where BB-8's like, R2, wake up. I was like, it's reminding me of The Lion King.
You know,
wake up.
It finally happened. So everybody had their nostalgia moment. Like, some people took some phrases and were like, oh yeah, this is right, we are back, we are home, you know, whatever. But you know what actually made me feel nostalgic? And I almost fell in love with this movie instantly. There's these little things called mouse droids, and they make this very particular like sound, like set of sounds. And in the Star Destroyer, the new Star Destroyer, at just after they're done shooting up those people.
Oh, and they're
on
walking
Jakku,
when they
and they're
capture
walking.
Poe.
Yeah, and they're walking in the hangar, and a mouse droid comes by and goes doot, 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 doot,
And
doot,
Poe
doot.
looks
I was
at
like,
it, and
oh
Poe's like, what is that? Holy shit.
I almost jizzed because
Well-
they kept the same sound, and I love the mouse droids.
Well, that's the chessboard that's in the Millennium
yeah, the
Falcon.
chessboard
You
coming
gotta
up with
let
the
Wookiee
claymation
win.
creatures.
And they brought back the claymation creatures, which was awesome.
All right, and as that beep signifies, we are truly out of time, my friends. So, as always, stay tuned for more content from both Brenden and I.
Like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, The Uptown Strangers and Uptown Strangers, respectively. SoundCloud, like us on SoundCloud. Rate, review, share us. Rate.
Whoa.
I said rate. Let's calm it down.
Raid. Yeah, so if you have anything you would like to add, or if you want to say anything, please comment and all that fun stuff. If you have anything to contribute, like music, we'd play it for you guys. We don't mind.
Send your questions, music, and any other information you want at uptownstrangers@gmail.com.
But Town Strangers.
Please, we have no emails. I don't want a blank email account. No spam.
No spam, y'all.
And
All right, guys.
No princesses from Aldorf.
So, as always, Brendan, how do we close the show?
By putting dicks on our butts.
No.
No. You know, don't forget to punch back in, guys. You don't want to get written up, so.
Bye.
See ya.